Hey yo, fellowshippers, what up? Welcome to the Fellowship Hall with the Twins. Rev, I am Rev, aka Big Ham, aka the smartest one in the room, especially when it's just us three. And I'm back with my fellas, twin number one Keith and twin number two Ken. Fellas, let the fellowship know you in the building.
What's up, fellowship? It's your boy Ken, aka the odd man out. Thanks for tuning in with us today.
What's up, fellas? It's your boy Keith, the moderator. You know me, I know you. Let's go ahead and jump in it. You know what we're reviewing this week? Episode 4, Season 2, Power Book 2, starring none other than our criminal protagonist, Tariq James St. Patrick. Big Ham, go ahead and kick it off with our reaction.
Man, you just love that man's middle name is James St. Patrick. It took you back to being Ghost all over again.
Nobody can stop me.
Nobody. Nothing's going to stop me.
Come on, Tony.
James St. Patrick. Hey, man, it was another good episode, bro. I thought it was another good episode, action-packed. We saw last episode, Kamal got the promotion. Mm-hmm. So now we see Kamal is now part of this investigation, and that's created another conflict, as well as Kamal is actually...
I'm sorry.
What happened?
Yeah.
I'm not feeling Th brother, man. It's like he a forced character. But I'm sorry, Raph. I didn't mean to interrupt your reaction, man. I'm sorry.
But the thing about it is he has come and put some actual validity to the investigation, because your boy Whitman, he was just going off, the little pass.
Yeah.
He was, unprofessional. So Kamal has actually came and put some validity to the investigation, and has now actually helped tighten the reins up on Rick, actually. With what he had done, force Monet to, on the slick side, sacrifice her own son, which, man, Monet she's just making me sicker and sicker about the episode. Mm-hmm. She willing to sacrifice her own son so Zeke can have a future. So she want him to dig up the body. And so now there's going to be a whole investigation about the murder of Ramirez, which does take Zeke off the hook, because they think Zeke paid Ramirez off to get it done. Mm-hmm. It takes Zeke off the hook, but now it puts our criminal protagonist directly in the line of fire, because Kane became even more coy, and then dropped the badge off at Tariq dorm.
Yeah. Yep.
So now we got this problem brewing. So it's like, on top of the fact that Tariq girl is an A+ snitch, she wearing the wire 24/7.
Mm-hmm. She took it off.
She took it off talking to Tariq, though, Raph.
She took it off because, she probably took it off because Tariq was about to knock them skins down, but you're going to put it back on. On top of, I didn't hear what you said, so I'm just going to keep, I feel like it's something I didn't need to hear. I'm just going to go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's just, everything was good. I can't believe they let Zeke do the interview. You knew it was going to go left. You knew there was some stuff that Jamel or a reporter is going to say is not on the script. You knew it was going to go left. It went left. So it forced Monet's hand to sacrifice Kane. But that's there. Also, we had the bomb drop, which I think Keith kind of called a couple episodes ago, because we was trying to do the math on how old Kane was. Mm-hmm. So that bomb drops, and now we know that Mecca is actually Kane's father.
Wait a minute, Big Ham.
Or is Mecca Zeke's father?
That's what I think, is Mecca is Zeke's father. So we did do the math last week, and I kind of felt like that maybe Kane and him were, I thought Kane might have been too young, and they said 24 years, but for some reason, I think the way they, twisted the story or the wording, I feel like the Mecca is actually Zeke's father. That's why Monet got so much interest in Zeke. I think Mecca is Zeke's father. Ken, you agree with me?
And Ken did the math. I was thinking that Mecca might have been Kane's dad, actually. But then at the beginning of this episode, things were just like, Monet is... and I thought we talked about it, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought we talked about it where we were like, Monet has this uncanny interest in Zeke. Now, maybe it was for their exit strategy, but also it was more to that. And Zeke was always the sheltered and the protected one. Yep. She never ever rarely said anything harsh to Zeke except for his relationship with Carrie. So I'm like
a mother.
Yep. And so I'm sitting here watching it this morning, and my wife and I look at each other, and we were like, I bet that Joker is Zeke's daddy. And we were like, so Zeke is older than Kane. It's still a little bit
The timeline
convoluted.
is like
The
maybe he came
timeline's
back
still not
in.
clear. But
So if
we
he's
figured
Zeke's
it out.
pop, if he's Zeke's pop, then Lorenzo has to know.
I don't
Not if
think he
he.
does.
Yeah, I don't think he does either. Although, like, where would Monet hide while being pregnant the whole time? You know, that's the only thing.
She
I
did what a
still
But we
lot.
think
don't
it's
know when
Zeke.
her and
She did
Lorenzo
what a
got
lot of people
together.
claim. Hold up. She did what a lot of people claim that teenage girls used to do up north or from down here. You know,
What's
they
it?
get pregnant in New York and they send them to their cousin down here, had a
Mm,
baby, and come
Come
back
back
up
with a
here
nephew.
11 months later with a little brother or a little cousin or a little sister.
yeah.
So,
Exactly.
so maybe because Zeke claimed from the South, maybe Monet went down there while she was pregnant and
Had
had
the
a
baby.
nephew.
Yep. And you know I hate to interrupt your reaction, Rab, but since we on this, I think it's good for the fellowshippers and us to talk about it. I feel like that her going to see Lorenzo, and then Lorenzo saying, Zeke isn't family. You know, if she was like, if this was one of our kids, you would do this. He was like, I would, but not for Zeke. And it's like it's clear. I
Foreshadowing.
think it's foreshadowing that there's some connection with Monet and Zeke, and the Lorenzo part kind of solidified that Monet is alone with Zeke in a sense. I
Right,
still feel
right.
like Monet
These
should
folks
told
here
the.
got a whole half brother and they don't know it.
I feel like
Hmm.
Monet is hiding too much stuff from
Way too
the
much. And
family,
it's all
man.
coming out.
It's all
That's so
coming out.
messy, man.
It's very messy, very
I
messy.
She's
All
missed
right,
supposed
it.
to
go
be
ahead.
my auntie. She's my
Hey,
mama.
but I missed it. I missed it. That's
Yeah,
what
because
Yeah,
you're not the
y'all saying
smartest one
make
in the room. You're not the
what
smartest
y'all
one in
say
the room.
obviously.
what y'all
Facts.
saying make perfect sense though.
Yeah, yeah,
It
It make
normally does. It
yeah.
normally does.
I'm just trying to figure out why Lorenzo wouldn't know.
Well, but what you just
Like
said
she
makes
just
perfect sense,
said.
Ralph. Yes, if she sent away, if she
But
went
what I'm
away.
saying is she had to be if we going by the timeline, I'm guessing Kane is older than Zeke.
That's what we think. But Kane
Yeah,
is definitely hard. He's the oldest of the other kids. But Zeke and Kane may actually be close in age or the same age. No, they can't be the
no,
same
they
age.
can't be the same
But
age.
I think Zeke is older. I think Zeke is older, and you remember when she was talking to Mecca, I'm gonna start calling him Dante. She was
Dante.
talking to Dante, and Dante was knocking down her mama or dad at trash cans or whatever. Dante seems like he's from her hometown. It's never been implied that her and Lorenzo grew up together.
That's
Right,
true. That's
right.
true. Great point, Ken. Go ahead, Ralph, with your reaction.
Nah, but I'm pretty much done, man. That was the
Hmm.
bombshell knowing that
Yeah, that's true.
they have a child together. And I missed the Zeke stuff went over my head. I was thinking he was talking about Kane because we were so focused online and online and at first in here we're thinking about this dude might be Kane Daddy. That's why he got such an
Right,
Hmm.
interest. So
Exactly.
that's what I was thinking. But what y'all saying makes sense. But still, he put the money. He paid Davis the money, which gives further credence to him being Zeke's father. But he
Exactly.
hadn't said anything or tried to be around Zeke or hinted anything about Zeke before now. So that's what kind of confusing to me. But all in all, everything is good, man. Tariq, he focused on his family, and it
Hmm.
seems like he kind of like this stuff is kind of he not really on top of it with the Tejadas in the drug game how he should be during this episode because he was distracted by what's going on with Yaz.
Yes,
I
yes.
also am a
yep,
little worried about him going to court and the grandmama with her drunk self talking too much.
Yep.
I'm worried about that as well
they called him a
as
little thug.
I'm worried about this doggone Bash being in his
It's too
drawer, man.
convenient. That's too
Yeah,
I'm worried
convenient,
about
though.
that as well, man. Like I said this last week, it seems like everything is just tightened up around around Tariq's neck.
Read. Yeah.
yeah.
And so the guys to go segment is going to be a very important day because it's some people that got to go in order to loosen this little rope around him.
Noose. Yeah. All right, Ken, go ahead.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good episode, man. I enjoyed it. Yep, Big Ham can be surprised again. It was a good episode, man. Hey, and instead of the streets needing a body, Zeke needed a body this episode to get off. I think it was cool. I'm worried about this whole Braden and Kane thing, and Braden
Yep.
is just deep diving this. He went into the jewelry store,
No mask.
robbing it, no
No,
mask, was gonna shoot the dude, but Kane jammed his gun and stuff. And it's like, if his family is so prestigious and so well known, how's he not worried about being ID'd by this dude? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't really know what city they were in when they did this robbery, how far away they went. But it's not wise for him to be walking around trying to rob places. Yeah, so that's the thing that worries me about Braden. I mean, I think he is gonna end up getting tight with Kane. It seems like Kane may legitimately start liking him, and Braden gonna have a choice at the end. And I think that minus the whole Dante, Monet, Zeke, tripod or whatever, Kane has decided that Reek is going to be the scapegoat for all of this, and that is a huge problem to us all. Well, at least
It
for
is.
those really riding for the criminal protagonist, that's going to be a
Mm-hmm.
huge problem. I think I'm not so worried about the whole Loren thing because I think if Loren starts to figure stuff out about Reek, she'll try to protect him at least at some point.
Yeah.
The whole Drew and everything, whatever. There's not really adding to the story. The team did a strike and did a GoFundMe. Okay, that was like they just wrote that to give Drew a little bit of sustenance for the episode, and then him punching the reporter and all that stuff. It was a good episode. Tate is a sleazeball, man. That joke gets on my nerves, and I know I interrupted Rav's reaction, which I apologize for, but his brother is not really adding anything for either to me.
I think he is.
Well, I'm sorry, he really is,
You
but
don't
I
like
think
him.
I think my disdain for Tate personally
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's just being unloaded on his brother also. But I thought it was a really good episode. I think they really dropped the bombshell. It's the second time though in the Power universe that we've been dealing with where we done found out about a secret son. So remember, Kanan's daddy is a detective too. So it's a little bit of
Oh,
unique things that they recycling a little bit. So that caught me, but man, for this season, I'm eating up everything, man. I'm really cool with everything that's going on. I don't have many writing qualms, minus the recycling stuff and some of the characters that I just don't like because I'm just being spiteful. But other than that, man, it was a really good episode. I liked it.
yeah, yeah. I think you guys hit on a lot of stuff. A few things y'all left out because I don't want to. I think our Got to Go is probably gonna be kind of exciting today, but the whole Mecca Mary J or whole Mecca Monet son thing was a surprise. I think some people tried to figure it out early. I think it was good writing to make it Zeke instead of Kane because Kane
Yeah.
was the obvious. Oh, this it's Kane,
As of right
but
Yep.
now,
yeah,
it
as
seems
of
like,
right now.
but it might be a little iffy when we get to, examine the timelines of how this could happen without Lorenzo knowing.
That's true.
Right.
That's true. Now, of course, we feel like that if they go back and make it Kane, obviously it's somebody in Monet's life. If they go back and make it Kane, I feel like that might be a cop out. I think the Zeke thing adds a whole new surprise element. Um,
Oh,
one
Keith, let
thing
me
that's
say one thing real quick. I'm
yeah,
sorry, but it also seemed like this season they putting giving Lorenzo a lot more FaceTime, and I think
hmm
they may ultimately try to end up getting this Joker out, and then
oh
he
yeah,
Yeah,
become
but
another character on the
yeah.
Diana
scene.
already set those wheels in motion.
Yeah, so
Diana, yeah,
yeah,
and
I'm interested to
That's
see how
gonna be
that plays out.
a problem when he get out.
Yeah, and one of our fellowshippers wrote about that Civil War type thing between Lorenzo and Mecca, but he at least the commenter said that he think it's going to be Monet and Mecca versus Lorenzo, and I think they actually setting up that aspect with the whole mad at Lorenzo for not wanting to help out Zeke, and now we know Mecca seems to be Zeke's father, so it's crazy. But a couple
Lorenzo
things
pull
y'all
the
did mention.
strings, so Monet is gonna want to stay in charge, but if he's out, she got
Yeah.
to fall back down to second place or whatever, and I bet she don't want to do that.
Yep, also a good point. So
He
one
gonna
thing
stick
y'all
to
didn't
the
mention,
family too, man.
say again.
Because Kane gonna go with Lorenzo,
Yeah, Kane already bad
and Diana
terms with
is too.
Monet. Diana is too. Yeah. Um, I think that the whole Carrie thing, kind of trying to help out Lauren, but also help out herself. I didn't really care for it. This makes me like her even less. She's clearly always out for herself. She's like, oh, I got these kids' best interests in my mind, but she doesn't. She's looking for a relationship. Now she's looking for a get out of jail free card. And she can use Lauren. She's saying she talking to Lauren like she helping Lauren, but she just using Lauren to make sure she get out. So I mean that's okay writing. It makes me not like the character, so that's good, but I don't like the character, so it is what it is. Another thing is which is kind of surprising to me, is that Sax is kind of. It seems like he's conflicted with his new role. You know, he's going along with it, but he's second guessing himself all throughout. So I kind of
No, he
didn't really
he on the
care.
other side now.
I know, but I feel like he's second guessing it, at least by the stuff that he's doing. Like he's sleeping with this DA, but he also going through her stuff, and then he's feeling bad about going through it. Now he's still giving it to Davis, which is part of his job, but he's a little deeper than he was before. He was this shallow dude before that had this vendetta against Ghost because he thought that Ghost had killed the other dude, Greg, I think was his name, and then he had a vendetta against Angela because Angela was with Ghost. And that was all. That was the surface. That was Sax. He was just trying to go out the Ghost and Angela, and now he's like a little bit deeper. And I hate to admit it, but I kind of like him a little bit more this series than the previous one. That's just me, Big Ham. You can say what you want.
I'm gonna tell you why I still dislike him because he's still suspicious of Reek.
Well, I mean,
He has
yeah,
there's
but he
like
can't do nothing.
you're not gonna ask Reek why he know about this gun.
That's what I'm saying. He's still conflicted. He's still second guessing the position that he in. So it is what it is. Kane is being Kane, man. Kane is being reckless. But Kane is like still fighting. Yeah, he's being reckless. Kane is this whole thing he doing with the Western kid. That's reckless.
It might be reckless
But he
for
was trying to do it
Braden,
to
but
help
it's
his
gonna work
family.
out. It might work out in Kane's favor.
That's reckless to me. And Reek is definitely off his game because he should be able to suspect that something's going on with Braden. But nevertheless,
He got a lot of stuff
And that's
going
last
on,
another
man.
problem I have with Mecca slash Dante is, all right, you see the Kane on these missions, right?
Mhm.
You see the Kane on these missions, but you go ahead and pay the money anyway.
Well, Kane didn't really tell him what it was for at first, right? So he told him I gotta help my cousin out. Wait a minute, he told him I gotta help my cousin out, and so he probably didn't know what all was going on at first, and then so he like, well, go do this, go do this, and then he probably investigated a little bit more, and then Zeke did that interview like a nut, and then he had to pay the money, right?
I mean, he could have put two and two. He knew what was up.
Yeah,
I mean, that stuff was national news, so he knew
yeah.
when Kane said we had to get this money to help my cousin. He knew what Kane was doing, so he told Kane anything above 50K you keep. And
Mm-hmm.
he sent him on his mission. I just wonder why he sent him on all those missions.
Because he still got to keep Kane in the dark. He still got to keep Kane in the dark about him being Zeke's dad.
Yeah, it's sleazeball stuff, man. It's grimy
Yeah,
stuff.
it's the same thing Monet doing, right?
Kane could have easily got Kane could have, but Monet put Kane in danger of getting off. She'd have put Kane in danger of going to jail. She really put Kane in danger of getting off though.
The life that Kane is in is putting him in danger of getting off.
Of course, but this man sent him directly into the spot that's armed.
He may he
Kane
may
kills
he,
people all the time, man. He's
exactly
always in danger.
he may be making or like potentially weakening his civil war his civil war
Yeah,
precinct.
yeah.
But anyway, fellas, make sure you let us know what you thought about our reaction in the comments. One big one is, do you think that Mecca is Cain's father or do you think Mecca is Zeke's father? Now, Ken and I believe that it's Zeke's father, and I think that we may have convinced Big Ham of the same thing. But let us know what you think. Let us know how we're right or how we're wrong, and we'll go from there. So you know what time it is. It's time for our favorite segment. And Big Ham already alluded to it, that this may be a segment that's a little fiery this time. So we'll see what's going on. So it's our Gots to Go segment. So Ken, go ahead and tell them what the Gots to Go segment is.
Got to go segment is any character on the show, for whatever reason we choose that you want off the show.
Mm-hmm.
And now, the moderator now a little bit more reserved, and so they can be off the show, in a matter of different ways. But during the negotiations, Big Ham stood firm on this one, wouldn't back down. So if we put someone on the Gas to Go list, they have to be brutally murdered. No coming back. They're gone. Sometimes very, very viciously, but that means they have to be murdered, and that's kind of putting me in an ethical dilemma for my third person. But I'm the I'm the odd man out, so I got to go against the grain, and so y'all got to wait and see who I'm gonna come up with.
All right, with that introduction, Ken, we're gonna go ahead and put you on the spot. Who is your number 3 got to go?
I'm introducing someone that has never made the
Oh,
list before.
jeez.
This
Don't
week's
do it.
We gonna be in
episode,
agreement.
this week's episode had so many candidates that we could throw on here. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
For my number 3, got to go. Someone that's directly opposing our criminal protagonist
Don't say
is
it.
Big Mama.
I
Big Mama
knew it.
got to go.
I
Listen,
knew
I
it.
knew
man.
it. I knew it.
Everybody coming in Rick dorm room punking him. And last
Punking him.
week Kane walked in and punched him. This week Big Mama came in. She didn't punch him, but before she left, she gave him a little bit of shove, just a little shove or a hand
Give him a
pat
little
to the
soda
chest.
bottle.
Yeah.
But either way, Big Mama, I love you, but I'm disappointed in the writing because they kind of have taken her down a steep decline in the show, man. She was, not Angela,
She
but
wasn't
Tasha's
great.
mom, kind
Mm.
of a gold digger, still living off the drug money, but not really doing anything criminal outside of that. Then
Yeah.
they did, she starts drinking, and we questioned that in the first episode, like when she started drinking like this, and now they're showing
She
her
probably
pushing
always drunk.
Yaz.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're showing her pushing Yaz down, which was a horrible fake fall. But nevertheless, I'm not even talking about that. They showing her pushing Yaz down, so now she's abusive to the little girl too, and now Reek trying to take custody from her. Sorry, Big Mama, you gotta go.
Ooh, Big Ham, you want to follow that or should I?
I'll follow it, man, because me and Kid on the same page. My number 3 got to go. Big Mama got to go, man.
Big
Oh
Mama.
my goodness.
Big Mama got to go. She already was messed up for putting your ass in danger, drinking and driving.
Mm.
But man, to snatch that girl up like that and drop her on that floor, she got to go, man. Big Mama got to go. That's why when Kid said he had
You
one
knew
up
it.
there, I knew it was her. I was like, I'm glad it's not just me. So my number 3 got to go. Get
Big
up out
Mama.
of here, Big Mama.
Big
Yeah.
Mama.
All right, fellas. I hate to do it, but I had to agree with y'all. My number 3 guys to go is Big Mama. Big Mama is she's a direct opposition right now to our criminal protagonist. She is one of the sole reasons that he can't focus on his drug game is because he focused on helping his sister, which is admirable, but it's not in his best interest for this criminal protagonist style with Kanan coming at him, with the detectives coming at him, with potentially Carrie coming at him, and Tate's brother Kamal coming at him. He needs to be focused. He is not focused. If he was focused, he'd probably be picking up on some of the stuff that's Braden doing. If he was focused, he'd probably know that Loren got pulled down to the police station and know that he got to make sure that he's on his P's and Q's when he around her. Like, it's too much going on for Rick to be unfocused. And unfortunately, Big Mama is the reason behind most of that concern for Reek. So yeah, number 3 is Big Mama. Sorry, fellowshippers. We'll go to the graveside, but Big Mama gotta go.
We don't
All right,
advocate violence against women, especially not elderly
elderly.
black women. But Big Mama, you making too many mistakes. You gotta
She's
go.
on the list.
Yeah, Big Mama, your time's come. All right, we're gonna snake it back, and I'm gonna give you my number 2. And my number 2 is hard, and we try not to do like 2 people at the same time or something like that. So Ken is shaking his head, so I'm not going to do it, but I want to do it, but I won't. My number 2 got to go is Detective Whitman. Detective Whitman is finally about to stop focusing on Carrie and start focusing on somebody else, or stop focusing on Carrie and Zeke and start focusing on someone else. And I don't necessarily agree with Monet having Kane bring the body back from Ramirez, because I feel like that they're gonna be like, okay, that doesn't instantly absolve Zeke. That just means that Ramirez still could have did it, and then Zeke had him killed or got the drop on him or anything. You never know. Like, bringing Ramirez back
You're
is
wrong,
doesn't
bro.
doesn't. So what?
You're wrong, unfortunately. Remember, they said Ramirez's death was before Jabari was killed, so that means he couldn't have killed him. The forensics is going to see that he couldn't have killed him. So it should exonerate Zeke from hiring Ramirez. It doesn't exonerate Zeke from hiring somebody else, but it,
Yeah,
it does mean that Ramirez didn't do it.
I get
Well,
it, Ken, but it's just a
another
day.
thing
It's
about
just
it
a
though,
day.
but another thing about it is this: whether they thought Zeke hired Ramirez or not, they were never going to be able to prove it without his body. And so
Exactly.
with his body gone, they kept Zeke straight and they kept Kane straight. So
But they
now
kept
making
the
that move was just a dumb move, man.
yeah. It
It
just
was a
but
dumb
it see
move.
it still keeps the spotlight on Zeke. I feel like was Monet's thinking, Raph. If they don't find a body, then they still looking at Zeke. Okay, but forget that. Like Ken, back to your point, which is a good point, but it's still he was killed the day before. Basically, Jabbar was killed, right? I don't think forensics is going to be able to say, okay, he died the 24th and Jabbar was killed the 25th. I don't think so. I think the lady said
I
like
think that was
he
her
looked like
point.
he's been dead about 2 weeks and his body has been decomposing for about 2 weeks. Like I feel like that's still in the realm of error for them to try to pinpoint a death.
Now
Realistically, it might.
I think they have solidly determined that Ramirez did not kill Jabari.
Right.
I guess
I think from a forensic standpoint, they can pinpoint it
They can.
somewhat from an hour standpoint. Now, obviously, I'm not in criminal law. I don't understand it that well, but that was Monet's whole justification is that those forensic scientists will be able to, without a shadow of a doubt, confirm that Ramirez did not kill Jabari.
Okay, okay. Well, that's it. That's my number two. Guys to go Detective Whitman for all the reasons that we've had him on the list before, and then plus this new one where he gonna have to start looking into somebody else. I don't think. I think that him and Kamal are probably gonna actually start working together a little bit more, or at least Kamal is gonna be pointing them in different directions, and that direction is potentially towards old Reek.
It
All right,
definitely was.
Big Ham, go ahead with your number two.
My number two, got to go, is Carrie.
Ooh,
This
Yes.
might be the first
that's
time
who I would want it.
but her as Ken said, she out trying to save herself now. But not only that, she to try to pinpoint Tariq. I don't know how she know or what she know about it, but she is now trying to stir this
Point.
investigation towards Tariq. Because
Yep.
I saw in the previews that she asked Tariq this particular question
Karma.
about karma. And
Hmm.
so that means she knows something and she's trying to I don't know if that's gonna be after Kamal read the pieces of the novel and they kind of
Yeah.
pinpointed he was following Rick or something like that. But she knows, and because she knows and she trying to pin down our criminal protagonist, she got to go. And
Yep.
hopefully Monet do it. But if Reek does it, I won't be mad.
Okay, let me thank you, Ralph, for saying it because I meant to bring this up in my reaction. I thought it was really stupid or not stupid, but it was a stupid scene for the way Monet approached Carrie, like breaking out a window and then getting in the car. I don't think she needed to break out the window. Now she could have talked to her like she did, but I don't think she needed to break out the window. Secondly, how is Monet telling Carrie to figure something out like she a detective or something? I know, she worked in the past as a prosecutor or something like that, which I doubt Monet knows. But maybe they trying to make us say, well, we know this, so maybe Monet, who cares? I feel like that was an idiotic scene. Like that's like me going to you, Ralph, and saying, Ralph, solve this murder for me. And if you don't, you gonna be murdered. I'm out. That was stupid to me, man. That was stupid to me. All right, Ken, go ahead with your number two.
Yeah, real quick, man. I'm sorry, I meant to mention this in my reaction, but I guess
Go ahead.
obviously Monet is a sniper of a shooter also because she shot a dude in the head while she had her foot on his head also. Come
Shot
on,
She shot
man.
around,
through her foot. She
around
shot
her
through her
foot.
foot. Yeah.
Yeah, she shot around her foot. She pulled the Joker ear off with some channel locks.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I guess Monet is a superhuman athlete as well. But anyway, my number
Mhm.
two guys to go is Zeke.
Ooh,
Zeke messed up this interview, man.
he did.
Zeke. So I mean, obviously it's the writing, and I've said this several times. They writing Zeke to be too dumb, and and scary, but too dumb. I mean, like I don't know, maybe it's some kind of cover up. And then she like, so did you know this detective? Everybody already knows that he knew the detective because he gave the cops the card.
Yeah.
So why do you lie and say he was a fan? He was coming to games and stuff. Zeke ain't smart. And Reek said don't deviate from the script.
Everybody, I mean, everybody can't be as smart as Reek, and everybody can't be smart like them. And somebody got to be low IQ.
He
Ken,
too
wait, but
dumb though, man. He
Ken, but
too
she
dumb.
deviated from the script. So
She did.
Zeke was trapped.
And I think
I
they
don't know,
kind of
man.
already have. I think they kind of have already alleviated to Zeke not being the smartest cookie. Because that's why Reek was his tutor and doing all his work. So we already kind of know that Zeke ain't the smartest apple out of the bunch.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He bothers me though that he's so aloof, and it's just he
Yeah.
makes so many mistakes, and he get on the big stage and he panic. They write him like he's a child, and that's what bothers me so much.
He's
And
sheltered,
Yeah,
man.
but he in
He's
college.
sheltered.
We supposed to assume he's still a kid, man. He's like maybe 20, 21.
Yeah, but
When
listen,
I say child, I
D
mean
is
like
10 times smarter
7.
than Zeke.
I mean like 7, man. I ain't talking about like a teenager. I'm talking about like 7.
Yeah, I agree with Ken, Big Hand. Zeke is easily rattled. Remember,
He gets
I
flustered so
remember
quick.
I remember something from last season because I saw something on the internet that when Zeke was talking to Monet when they were talking to him about the G2G stuff. And remember, Zeke said to her, "I don't know. I think I should tell him everything." You know, like he was like he panicked, man. He like, "I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna talk." Like good old Zeke, man. All right.
Zeke, man.
Ken, okay, Zeke is your person. Okay. All right, Big Ham, you want to go ahead and give us your number one guys to go?
All right, man. My number one got to go is Kane Tejada. He got to go, man. You know, we had it, like Ken said, we had a lot of candidates, man, but Kane
Lots.
Tejada, you know, even though Monet kind of made him go pull that body up, to pull that body up, then drop that badge in Reek's drawer,
You didn't
he
tell him to do that.
he got to go, man.
Yeah, but
Dante told
Monet
him to
didn't
do it.
tell him to do that, right?
Dante told him to
Monet
do it.
didn't tell him to do
Yeah,
that, but
Dante
he
told me.
did it. So he got to go. On top of, it seems to be he's trying to create some dissension between
Brady.
Reek and Braden.
Mm-hmm.
And Ken said, you know, I think it was Ken that said Braden's gonna have to make a decision. And he
Yeah,
will, and he gonna choose Reek. You know, that's gonna come, it's gonna come to that. He will choose Reek. And Reek and Brady probably gonna end up offering him, but at some point in time, man, Kane got to go, man. He got to
yeah,
go.
yeah. Ken?
Yeah, ain't no point in me dragging off. Kane is number one on this, man. Kane is right now the direct opposition to our criminal protagonist. Now, obviously,
Yeah.
next week it might change with these detectives, but right now, Kane is literally putting the wheels in motion to set up Reek.
Yeah,
Use his best friend to help do it.
yeah.
Kane is easily the top on my list. One I guess one to play devil's advocate. One thing about Kane though, he loves his family. Monet
Mm-hmm.
was like, you made this decision, not me. Monet basically spitting in his face, and he's still telling Dante, I got something to do tonight, and then I gotta leave town. Cause he like, okay, this might come back on me. I gotta run and get ahead of this, doing everything Monet said. And that's the thing that kind of bothers me a little bit is that Monet gets mad at Kane all the time, but she mad at everybody all the
All the
time.
time.
But Kane is the one that can never be forgiven. Kane is the one that she never willing to stick her neck out for. I mean, obviously he makes stupid decisions, but he's still her child, just like Zeke is her child. And you know, so she riding hard for Zeke. Why doesn't she ride a little bit harder for Kane? So,
And
but
then,
Kane still
man,
made the list.
the thing that bothered me, the dude love his family, but Reek has been literally saving his family at every turn. He
Mm-hmm.
done got
Saving
them,
himself.
yeah, but he done got them. He been helping Zeke out, helping Zeke stay in school. He done
Mm-hmm.
came and helped Zeke do his whole answers for the interview.
Zeke in jail.
He done got them people a lawyer. He's been saving these people at every turn when they couldn't move no product. He moving the product. He been saving these folks at every turn, and Kane, out of his jealousy and ego, still try to set this man up. And right now, if you said Reek go to jail, the family hurting. If Reek go to
Okay,
jail, the family hurting.
let me play devil's advocate for Kane like Kendrick just did to counter some of the points you made, Ralph. You
You gotta
said
go.
he helping Zeke out. Zeke about to go to jail. You said you said
He not.
what did you hold on. You said that he what did he say
Got him in
Ken
touch with
next?
a lawyer.
Got him in touch with a lawyer. This lawyer just told them they need $1 million, so they out wilding out in the streets
He's
to try to
robbing them
get the
blind.
$1 million, robbing them blind. Yep, yep. Anything else? Any other point? Anyway, I'm with my boy Zeke. All right, so I'll go ahead and get my number one, and I'm not gonna waste too
With your
long.
boy
With your
Zeke.
boy Zeke.
Huh?
You with
Reek
your
with
boy Zeke.
Reek. No, Reek I
Reek.
meant.
Oh, you
Sorry,
meant
Oh,
Reek.
Reek.
oh, okay.
Reek, yeah. But I won't wait too long. My number one guys to go. And like Big Ham mentioned, there was a plethora of people we could have picked out of, and we did. Big Mama made the list. This was crazy. I gotta be honest with you, I almost put the gas on the list. But anyway, my number one out of all the people in this episode is only one that's bubbling up to the top. And this person is Kane Tejada, just like you guys said. It's Kane because the thing that we're hating on Kane, but we're hating on Kane because Kane is loyal to the game. Kane is the realest thug on the show. I mean, Mecca, who
True.
knows, Lorenzo, whatever, but Kane is who we see
That's
all the
true.
time. Kane is the realest thug on the show. Kane is about that action. Kane is about that money, and Kane is about his family. Reek is an outsider. Reek is only valuable to them until he no longer is. And Kane has reached that point, like, I don't know, half a season ago. You know what I mean? So yeah, Kane is on our Gots to Go list because he's in direct contradiction to our criminal protagonist. But in honesty, Kane is just as real as Reek. They just at each other's. Well, Reek is not at his throat, but Kane is just at Reek's throat because Reek is kind of knocking him out of favor with his family. But Kane hasn't deviated from his actions throughout the whole series. Kane has always been Kane. You know, Monet kicked him out for Reek, but Kane was still trying to be loyal to the family. So, fellowship, make sure you go and let us know who you think who your Gots to Go are, and if you agree with ours. You know, we had Big Mama on the list and Kane on this list. We were two for three today, so that's something. So make sure you let us know what you think. So I got one more point I want to bring up, and that's Effie. Now, I got no problem with Effie. I actually like seeing Effie and Diana in the scene today. However, Effie is all of a sudden Diana's role model. Also,
mentor.
one mentor, whatever. One thing I definitely disagree with was her telling Diana, "Don't fall in love with Reek. You'll end up hurt. Trust me." She was the one that cheated. She was the one that stabbed Reek in the back.
She the one that flipped on Reek, man. That's why I stay
mad
at her.
Yep. I'm telling you, man, Effie is wrong. She was dead wrong for what she said. Did they think we forgot? Did they think that Reek was the one that screwed her over? She screwed Reek over. And now she's screwing him over again by trying to take the woman that I want Reek to be with away from Reek.
Man, you know why she's doing it.
Jealous?
She won't Diana
herself.
She don't want Diana?
Diana so she can slide in there.
She don't want Diana?
Possible.
Ratings. Sorry. It was a good episode today, man. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out if you guys are okay with it. Fellas, make sure you go hit that like and subscribe button when you check out our videos on YouTube at the Fellowship Hall. You can also check us out on Facebook at the Fellowship Hall. You can follow Big Ham at HamDog22 on Twitter and Instagram, and also follow him at Facebook at Raphael Hammond. Make sure you like and subscribe, like I said again, and once and all, keep checking back with us and be blessed.
Hey, I'm sorry. I know this is not our way. This is not what we're supposed to do. But we watching the show, man. My wife mentioned something to me that made me die laughing. So so Lorenzo is Hispanic or something, right? Okay. And Mecca, we don't really know what he is. So my wife's like, if Monique got all these mixed kids, why don't none of them look like
Drew might be the closest one.
That look Hispanic is Drew.
Yeah, Drew might be the closest
one. I can't even buy that for Drew, man. But my bad. I'm sorry. I know this is not the right way to do it, but I just thought about it and it made me laugh.
Yeah, the typecasting was done well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Kane looked like he from the sands of West Africa.
Okay. I'm sorry, fellas.